Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to a continuation of our summer series with a Sunday service satsang. Now, today we're going to be doing something a little different. I want to give you the tools and ability in our meditation to kind of cleanse and heal your own chakras and go through your own center. So, this morning we're going to dive deep into our own inner experience and really liberate ourselves on another level. So, as usual, as we begin, take a long, deep breath and just a comfortable sigh of relief. We're going to take 2 more breaths this morning just to really let go and start our day off fresh. And one more deep breath. And as usual, we'll start with a tap of the bell. So simply allow yourself to just resonate that loud and powerful Om, this divine chant from the heart, right up in your chest. Om. And as the sound of the bell fades, simply allow yourself to rest within your own body, to observe each sensation, to just marinate in the presence of your own being. Om. It's here we allow the emotions and the mind and the internal chatter to settle. As the bell fades, we simply drop away from the intimacy of such things. As we comfortably rest and marinate in the presence of our own being, that stillness that is now. And as that tap of the bell fades, we allow all to drop away. And it's here again I lovingly invite you into the space of the heart, so you may clean and cleanse and realign yourself, so you may be balanced, may be centered, may be harmonized. As we comfortably sit and rest, we allow our breaths to simply and naturally come, inhaling, filling up the lungs, and effortlessly dropping away. It's from here we begin to take deeper breaths, filling up our lungs as much as we can, and holding them filled up with air and life and prana for as long as we can comfortably, before letting the breath fall away, emptying the body. Again, we do these season-like breaths 2 more times, drawing in the life force, this spring breath, that renewal, as we allow it to rest within us and warm the body up, this summer heat. And like fall, we drop away the breath effortlessly. And as winter, we stilly, purely, and silently remain empty. One more breath. Here we're consciously now taking in life force, the energy, the prana, the chi from all around you, filling up each and every cell. And as it drops away, we consciously expel any tension and negativity remaining. We now shift our attention to the base of our spine, wherever we are sitting, to our feet. And as we draw in these breaths, we send that loving light to our root chakra, allowing the body to be filled up with loving white light, transforming itself now to a beautiful rose mist. And as we exhale, air leaves the nostrils or the mouth, but we begin to push out roots extending from the base of our spine and our feet. And these energetic vines branch out through any substance and surface. And with each breath again, we take in that life force and exhale deeply, extending these roots deep into the earth, into its core. For it's here we begin to ground and root ourselves in our home. Again, one more deep breath to establish yourself, filling each and every cell with that rose red mist. We exhale and extend these roots even deeper as we branch out now, wide as we can, immersing ourselves with the networks of roots beneath us, becoming grounded and connected with our home. And it's here in this rooting we now begin to draw in our next breaths through the feet, like the roots of the very plants and trees we know sucking up water from the soil. We consciously breathe in not only through the mouth and the nose, but through these feet centers, the base of our spine as the root chakra is opened. And as you exhale, you consciously allow yourself to let all remaining tension and negativity be sucked out through the feet, return to the earth to be recycled. And your next breaths operate like a pump, drawing in life force and air from the space around you, but drawing in that loving, warming light of Mother Earth from your soles of your feet and the roots from the base of your spine. And one more deep breath as we fill up that center with love and harmonize it, ground it, still it, bring it balance and peace. One more deep, loving breath again from the roots, filling yourself up with that rose and red colored mist. Again, letting all exhales to release any tensions, doubt, fear, sense of otherness, sense of self, as you begin this natural process of healing. With our next breath, we shift our attention higher, a few inches below the navel to the sacral center. And it's here we now allow this mist to transform itself to a beautiful orange like the sunrise and dusk, allowing this center to harmonize and balance itself. We imagine a brilliant star shining from the sacral center as its spokes and rays of light attach themselves to each and every bodily point within us, like bungee cords made of light. It's here we bring ourselves back to the center of creativity, this center of our sexuality and overall well-being. And with each breath, again, you're drawing in this loving light, not only through the nose, but through the roots in your feet, as the energies merge and meet at the sacral center, like a fusion reaction, birthing a brilliant orange star. You allow yourself to be comfortable, to be confident in who you are. It's here we allow ourselves to fully accept every aspect of our life, the wrongs, the pains, the successes and triumphs. For it's here we recognize each moment as grace and brought us to this point of realization and recognition in this current moment called now. It's here we gain the understanding and importance of controlling this center of creativity and life force, to abstain from senseless ejection and expulsion of our creative energies. As this sphere of light again becomes brighter and brighter with each breath you draw in of that beautiful orange mist, you allow it to grow and spin, being connected to each and every channel in the body as a powerhouse, a fuel house, a center of strength and light. And with your next breath again, you let go. You surrender past judgments. You open yourself up to recognize and heal and learn from all experiences, transforming it into a lesson, making you stronger. And with one more breath, you again use those bungee cords of light, those rays emanating from your sacral star, to unite each and every center within your body. And as you let go with your next exhale, you allow that energy to travel down from the sacral into the roots, back into earth. And with your next breath, as if cleaning out a pipe, you now feel that life force drawing up from the ground and in through the nose, filling up the root and sacral centers ever more clearly and purely. As we now shift our attention to the solar plexus, the diaphragm region, with this powerhouse and reactor again, like a brilliant yellow star, now we bring in this loving mist, that calming and warming yellow light, just as the sun is about to fully rise beyond the mountains. We feel this calming yellow light fill us up with that self-love, that self-confidence. For it's here we come to recognize that each being is unique and necessary and intended in this world. As we shatter all doubts of self-worthlessness, as we destroy all aspects of self-judgment, it's here we allow each breath to fill up the body with this loving yellow light and allow it to fill up our stomach region with confidence, transforming any butterflies into our own personal birds that will elevate us. It's here we recognize the subtle energies within the body transform themselves with our own perception. And it's here we allow ourselves again to draw in that loving yellow light and expel any negativity and tension through the roots. As you feel this energy begin to flow into the body and radiating these centers. With each breath, you become lighter and lighter as your self-judgment fades away into the nothingness. It's here you again forgive yourself and fully accept who you are. Again, taking that loving yellow light, like a radiant star getting brighter and brighter and brighter, shining from that diaphragm and stomach region. That fills you up with that mountain of trust and faith, not only in life, but yourself. As you awaken to the aspects of accountability and recognition that you are the vessel and vehicle that controls everything in your existence. And again, breathing in that loving yellow light, you take hold of the reins and establish your own power and authority over this experience, knowing that any disruption and disturbance within you is given by your own affection and attention. And it's here we anchor ourselves in our own trust. As we fall back like a trust fall into the arms of life, we gain this mountain of faith, this immovable and immense trust, not only knowing that life will provide us with the lessons we need to grow, but that we trust ourselves fully to handle and weather all storms. With your next breath, you allow that energy to fill up that solar plexus with loving yellow light. As you exhale and drop that energy down through the roots again, feeling the feet ever more energized and open. You suck up this life force through the nose, but through the roots, as Mother Earth cleanses and recycles these energies to fill you back up, each center, root by sacral, by solar plexus, filling it up like a glass. You feel this energy vitalizing and warming the body, making it lighter yet more grounded and rooted than ever before. Again, taking a loving deep breath, we move our attention higher to the heart space. The heart chakra itself, this powerhouse of love. And reflecting the beauty upon our earth, we transform that light that we breathe in and suck up from the ground, from a yellow to a radiant emerald green. That color of love and healing, happiness, peace, and acceptance. Again, we bring in that love and light. And akin to those feelings of embracing a loved one, we feel those rays of love shine and emit from our chest. It's here we humble ourselves with the truth of our natures. Continuing this knowing of accountability, we accept the flaws, we forgive ourselves of our past mistakes. But it's here we take it a next step further and recognize that each being is on this journey of self-love and self-healing. And we ultimately let go of those around us who have wronged us. For everything is grace, providing us lessons to learn and grow, and each of us is on that own journey and exploration of self-healing. It's here we accept life for what it is, because it is this beautiful journey and great mystery in which we're all adventuring. And it's just like this knowing that we all recognize. We each feel pain and suffering, but are united with the knowing of love in which we all experience. So again, breathing in that green and loving light, allow it to expand that center point of the chest as your rays of warmth and love grow brighter and brighter and brighter, filling you up with peace, jubilation. As you simply embrace in this moment called now, you draw in that loving vitality and allow yourself to exhale and allow the earth to draw away any sense of otherness. For in truth, we all share this beautiful grounded being of the heart, as we are all earthlings. The simple rearrangement of our own planet tells us that we are of the earth and also of the heart. Like children, we reawaken that selfless, that indiscriminate, that unconditional love. As we take in our next breath, we feel that weight and jacket of pressure and judgment drop away as we feel lighter and lighter, filling up that heart space with our own emanating rays of love and acceptance and humility. Our next breath with this beautiful green loving light, we again draw in that life force and consciously exhale, going through each center, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root, back down through our roots into the earth. And again, with our next breath, we draw in that life force from not only the mouth and air around us in the sea of energy, but the cleans and rebalanced, harmonized energies through the roots, sucking up our own energy, harmonized with earth, filling up the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and now back to the heart. As we shift our attention even higher to the throat, that light transforms from that beautiful green into a light sky blue, like a beautiful clear summer day, like the clear crystal-like waters of mountain springs or island oceans. It's here we come to our center of truth. We come back to that knowing of self-expression, this voice box, this powerhouse, this throat center that utilizes one of the most important and unique things people can do: communicate through spoken word. But it's here we also recognize that it's that inner voice that we use to interact and engage with the realm of the mind and the body, that we become accountable for, again, continuing this sense of authority and regaining your power and position by only telling yourself the truth, by only speaking truth, and by ultimately listening and hearing objectively, openly, and a loving acceptance of sincerity and genuineness. It's this throat center in which we allow ourselves to be honest with ourselves. For it's okay to admit when we are wrong and need improvement, for that is the ultimate expression of self-love. It's here, breathing in that beautiful sky blue light, all these energies radiate from our throat. As we feel the middle of our neck relax, we simply embrace the knowing and end the game of assumptions in our own knowing. It's here we fully understand the saying and phrase of where does the truth end and the imagination begin, and no longer allow ourselves to cross that line into the realm of assumption and expectation. For assumptions lead to judgments, and expectations lead to suffering. For it's here we take that self-accountability and that simple act of being truthful with ourselves, where we do not wander off in assumption. We do not hold others to standards in which are not our own. We openly and embrace each being for who they are and listen to them and observe them for what they do and say alone, without playing the games of the mind and the imagination, and most importantly, through only speaking loving and kindly to ourselves and to others. For it's here we come to understand the power of thought and spoken word, that it can inspire or destroy. And as loving beings, we seek to only create and bring union, liberation, and truth. But it starts within ourselves, to whom we speak first, always. So again, allow yourself to draw in this loving life force of beautiful sky blue light, not only from the breath, but through the roots. As your channels are clear, you feel this energy traveling up and down into the throat, radiating. As you speak with weight, your words carry an energy about them because they come from this well and infinite ocean of truth and openness and humility and love. Again, take 2 more breaths as you feel this center resonate, as it heals any ailment of negativity. As it frees you so you may express yourself freely, openly, lovingly, and build bridges of union with your fellow brethren, these fellow souls that we call other. For it's here in the truth we come to recognize all is energy stemming from the primordial source, the creative powers that be. And it's here in this truth center, this center of the sky, like that beautiful blue we see on those clear summer days, that we allow ourselves to be clear, as we allow ourselves to be honest. And we reinforce this center by telling truth, speaking truth, again, by only letting out what we know, asking questions when we don't, ending the game of judgment and self-persecution, and speak and act in love and openness. For it's this honesty, this humility that we express towards ourselves, this inner environment in which we create, that will always manifest into what our heart desires. So we may no longer deal with issues of miscommunication and tension. Take one more deep, loving breath of that beautiful sky blue light. And again, your exhale, allow it to travel down through the heart, through the solar plexus, through the sacral center, and through the roots, down deep into the earth. As again, you bring in this life force back through the body, not only through the breath, but sucking up that loving and radiant sky blue light from the roots like water. And like a pitcher, you filling up the root center, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, and now back to the throat, filled up and radiating. As we shift our attention even higher to the third eye, this center of seeing, the center of objectivity, the simple looking, not only with our inner gaze to our own inner world, but the external. Here, like the marks of the bindi, in the center of the forehead, above the eyebrows, we focus this attention And with our breath, this beautiful light blue mist transforms into, you could say, an indigo, that mix between the purple and blue. And like a stormy night at dusk, it's that radiant blending of colors that we focus and bring to a single point within the center of our head, this pineal gland region. It's here we allow ourselves to fully accept and come to understand the law of cause and effect in our own experience, that we may recognize the bigger picture, that we may objectively take a step back within ourselves to simply rest and observe. It's here with each breath we allow that loving indigo light to burn away and cast out all veils of illusion and delusion that hinder us and hold us back from making these recognitions of cause and effect, that stop us from seeing the bigger picture, that stop us from acting in love and oneness. And it's here we outgrow the tensions and angst of the mind to rest as the observer itself, simply watching. And with each breath, drawing in that loving indigo light through the nose and sucking up that energy through the roots, you feel all energies travel up to this center, vibrating, resonating this headspace. As it travels up through the back of the spine and the back of the head, coming forward, tingling the nose with energy and vitality like a triangle, now back to the pineal gland, this headspace we clear away with all doubts, all fears. And again, we come to fully understand this law of cause and effect, that things in your life happen, but how do you choose to respond? Do you continue the cycles of painful sufferings that we experience as the effects? And do you stop initiating and investing your life force in the causes of them? It's here again we continue this process of healing and self-love and acceptance through recognizing that you must end all conflict within yourself. There's nothing wrong with recognizing flaws, but again, it is up to us to stop the investment in them. For it's here when we grab the reins and control the vessel of the body, we illuminate ourselves and open up this center like a radiant star. As we feel it grow brighter and brighter with each breath, this indigo light casts away all doubts, dissolves all tensions, and allows us to recognize the origins to our suffering, so we may forever liberate ourselves from it. Again, a deep breath of that loving indigo light, as you simply allow it to rest and travel out throughout the headspace, calming the mind, dropping away from the emotions, and simply observing any sensations that fade away. And like a pump again, we take in 2 more deep breaths, drawing in all of this energy to this headspace so it may clear away all lesser vibrations and energies, filling yourself up with only but the truth, the silent knowing, the silent witness and state of your own being. As you fall in love with the emptiness and stillness of your own inner looking. Again, we take 1 more deep breath of that indigo and loving light as it vibrates and energizes this headspace, allowing you to break away all walls of judgment, of fear, of negativity, of otherness. And like cleaning a window, so you may clean your own perspective by wiping away and washing away any doubt, all delusion and falsehoods, so you may come to recognize your own truth clearly, effortlessly, without confusion. So we may finally align our imagination, our intuition, our expression, and our observation as the pure objective, the pure being in which we are before we soak up conditionings. And with our exhale, we squeeze out that sponge and allow these energies again of that beautiful indigo mist to now fill up this sponge with truth. And again, as we grow, we learn new things, so we squeeze it out once more and allow this exhale to have all these energies travel down through the chakras again, through the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral center, the root chakra, down into the roots. As again, you've drawn your next breath from the air around you, but cleansing back up that beautiful indigo mist like water through the roots again, as you fill up your own inner temple and divine chalice of the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, and again filling up that third eye center with those vitalizing, energizing, loving indigo light, filling up each and every cell. And like ready for blast off, you feel the tingling vibration again, filling up this headspace with clarity and calm and stillness as you come to understand your true position as that silent witness. Our attention shifts even higher now to that crown chakra, that top of the head. For it's here we've cleaned out and realigned all lesser chakras beneath to the unifying one that connects us to life source itself, connects you to the divine within you. And here, like a blowhole at the top of your head, nostrils at the top of your skull, not only do you take in life force of this now changing into purple, violet, beautiful royal light. It shines so bright, the purple resembles a beautiful pink and white. For it's the pureness, the silver cord that tethers you, connects you to source. We now open up and strengthen. With the centers now harmonized and balanced, we prepare ourselves to receive this divine water, this loving energy, to not only continue the cleansing and reharmonizing and balancing of our centers, but to fill us up with the ultimate power, that of the universe, these creative forces, bright like a star and more powerful than the mind can conceive. We take in this next breath through the top, the crown, as we feel ourselves pulling in this energy from the top of the skull and allow it to simply flow down the body as if we're sitting beneath a waterfall. Two more breaths, allowing that loving violet light and beautiful mist to fill up each and every cell as the whole body begins to feel weightless, energized, vitalized, bursting at the seams with life. We allow ourselves to exhale all sense of otherness, anything unoriginal to us, as we marinate in that center of truth, the inner being, the spirit, the beingness to our human. For it's here in this body of a human being, we come to harmonize and balance ourselves with that duality of spirit and matter. For it's here we recognize that both dualities bounce upon the fulcrum of I, that unifying force that unites each being. And again, one more deep breath of that beautiful violet light. We allow it to cleanse and cast out all sense of otherness so you may dissolve the barriers of your own sense of self to unite with the universe and simply rest in the beingness that is. And recognizing the power of the threefold force, we take in our next breaths, consciously drawing in that violet and loving light through the nose, but also sucking it up through the roots. And again, allowing it to pour in and flow through you from the top of the crown, the skull chakra, as we simply fill ourselves up with that loving, youthful energy as when we were children, effortless. This play of life, we become immersed in its loving rays. And again, consciously taking in these energies from those threefold centers, we fill up that crown chakra, opening it up as wide as we can, like a lotus at the top of the skull, fully blooming. We now feel ourselves filled up with that effortlessness, that weightlessness, that sense of pure calm and stillness. And again, we take in one deep breath from that threefold point of the root, the nostrils, and our head nostrils of the crown chakra. Like our brothers and sisters, the whales, when they breach the ocean surface, we allow ourselves to expel any negativity from this center. As we simply rest and marinate in that divine I am presence that unites each being and taps us back to the source of all. Allowing yourself to feel the energies flowing freely throughout the body. And again, with each breath, you're consciously filling yourself up with this violet loving light, filling up each and every cell, every nook and cranny of the body. And with your exhale, the barriers of self and otherness dissolve away as you become immersed in life. So we come to experience the simple beingness and rest of our own being and the oneness that is ever present. It's here we surrender ourselves to the experience to openly and freely rest, to gain all vitality and energy and life force from our own breathing through the crown, the nostrils, and the roots. For it's here we energize each and every cell and raise its vibration with that loving violet light. So we may ascend, so we may grow, and we may be on this trajectory of awakening, liberation, and joy. It's here we now condense this loving light of all of our centers, connecting them with that divine silver cord and thread. And with each breath, this single line, this hair-like thickness of our own silver cord begins to grow with each breath, each center putting in its own energy and love and peace and harmony to expand this spiritual cable and widen it like a great cedar or redwood as it literally engulfs the body and a pure white silver light, a cylindrical tube. You allow yourself to tap in to the universe. Like our own electronics that are still hardlined, these wires send information. And it's here your own silver cord, your own silver tube that is growing so strong and radiating so brightly. It shoots up infinitely into the sky beyond the eyes can see, uniting yourself with life and the universe itself. For it's here, this antenna, this cable rooting us and grounding us not only to Earth, but through the universe and the cosmos itself. You become tethered, unchanging, unmoving, forever protected by the great central sun that all in this universe rotates around and upon. As above, so below, our own solar system is in orbit. We rotate around the sun, but all rotates around the one source. For it's here you feel yourself being energized, calmed, balanced, healed, and transformed through these greater rays of love and light. As that silver tube, that cord, connects you to the source. And it's here we understand that we are always connected. And our insights and inspirations stem from this greater sun, this universal consciousness, this vast ocean of infinite energy. And staying rooted here, staying grounded here, you become an immovable force, a beacon of light and hope and love and inspiration for humanity. And through your own self-healing and inner looking, you grow and rise the tides for all ships to sail upon. Again, take a loving deep breath, drawing in that life force from the energy of that greater central sun and primordial source of all. And allow it to flow through you, liberating you as you simply feel that peace and calm and effortlessness of your being and weightlessness and power that comes with each breath when you tap in to your true source of power. And like the 7 rays in which all life is manifested upon in these 7 universal laws, you blend them all together into that one beautiful light. From harmonizing your own 7 centers, this inner temple, that we are each manifestations upon the one ray of that great central sun and source of all. You take 2 more deep breaths, allowing these energies to flow freely to and from you, from those threefold points of the breath, the crown, and the roots, so you may safely assimilate all energies as needed for your healing and liberation. And one last breath while you are immersed in this tube of light. You heal any center with your intuition that needs the protection and rebalancing and extra work, so the 7 centers within you may be harmonized and aligned, so your inner temple may open the gates to the kingdom of heaven within you. With our final breath, we allow ourselves to tap out, to simply rest. As the body projects the divine Om in sound, we simply observe all experience. For it's here this original chord, this manifestation of all life and light, becomes more empowered with our tapping back into life itself. And as the bell taps and those vibrations resonate into sound, we allow our own Om chant to resonate and release all lesser vibrations from our being as we become empowered and rooted, grounded to the truth within us and around us. Forever keeping this silver cord and thread strong to our source so we may effortlessly live life like we did when we were children, stemming purely from the most divine and most high of inspirations. That source, that power, that love of all. And with the last tap of the bell, we simply rest and marinate, allowing these energies to travel and be observed, spreading throughout the body, circulating throughout the body. As we simply marinate in our own beingness. Namaste. I bow to that divine within you. And this one went super long because it was a full chakra cleanse. Honestly, I didn't even realize it was almost an hour. That went by like minutes to me. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But life never ceases to amaze me. Um, yeah, I guess we'll wrap this up real quick. But I just wanted to say if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments. If you enjoyed this meditation, please give it that thumbs up, like, and share. And ultimately, I really hope you utilize this tool of harmonizing and balancing and cleansing out your own centers, because this is, personally as I see it, this is probably the most important work that each of us needs to do as these transformative times continue. Because if you think about the energies that we're receiving in this time of transformation, it's always going to go to that path of least resistance. And in terms of, safely developing and progressing, it's very important that you spend the time to do the work on each center to really cleanse and harmonize and, ground the center, get it filled up with that love and prana, and to do the inner looking and really just energy work for yourself. Because again, the seven centers of our own body represent the seven rays, these seven universal laws that govern all. And Western world has figured out quite a few of them, but in the East they've been around for a long time. I'll be doing different videos on those things later on, but it's important to understand that your body is its own temple. You discover the truth within yourself. There's a common saying where it's like I've searched for God and found myself, and I searched for myself and found God, because the source of all can only know itself through a sense of otherness. And that's what we're all manifested into. That's what this whole world and life is manifested into. We're all children of this creative source, this power. And that's the truth of our being. And we can each come to understand it our own unique way. And that's the beauty of this life, because we each share a different piece of the puzzle to understanding this great mystery and a full expression of the one. And we can only tap into that true water, or I could say we could safely and fully tap into that true water and depth of our being and source by balancing ourselves out, by not letting one center be dominant upon the others. Because you have to start thinking about it almost like gears to a clock or an engine. And if one of those gears is spinning and doing all of the work for the others, it's going to start to get worn out and tired. So it's important to balance and harmonize and open yourself up fully on each one, so you may continue this inner work and inner healing and your own ascension and liberation. And the more you do this, the easier it gets, the more you can see your energy, the more you can feel it, the more you can control it with your consciousness. And as you do that, you go through what we did today, this morning. You fill up each center like it's a chalice getting filled up with water, and you're literally just cleaning yourself out energetically. And that's the beauty of it, because all physical ailments, all physical issues come from the energetic reasons first. I'm certain our Western sciences will be able to discover this in the near future. But we've already seen things when people that have like pictures of auras and stuff like that. It's all just spectrums of energy and magnetism. And when you learn to really balance yourself out, you fully develop your kind of toroidal field of energy around you. And when you open up the crown chakra, you enable yourself to really receive these divine rays, that those universal, rays of source. But again, they are powerful. Life is energy, but just like fire, if you're not utilizing it in the right way, it can be a destructive force and not a creative. So it's very important that you do this work on your own. And if you're ever feeling confused or just like, oh, I don't really know how to do this consciously, check out the chakra playlist that I have. We're going to be also expanding upon that, but also check this meditation out. Constantly come back to this one, because we just went through a very basic cleansing. But as I hope you experience and accepted my invitation, that you came back to those realms of inner knowing, that you felt your own center. So if you have a cool experience you want to share, drop it in the comments, send me an email. I want to hear about them, because ultimately, more and more people are becoming sensitive to these energies, but they don't know what they're experiencing. And that's a very interesting position to be in, because as life is, it's always acting and playing upon itself. But if we don't know what's going on, it can be terrifying. I mean, I know I started going through a spiritual awakening before I knew what a spiritual awakening was in certain areas, and it can be incredibly frightening, because things drop away, paradigm shifts. You literally leave your own matrices of the mind. You squeeze out that sponge, sometimes by force, and it can be very tumultuous and beyond negative because of the perception. But when we understand that this is our power, this is our tool, this is a natural progression, we can start to really consciously control our growth. And that is the tool I really wanted to give you today, that you can clean out your own energy, you can reharmonize and balance yourself, and you can fill yourself up and protect yourself with all the loving light that is available and always present. And you can utilize your rootedness and groundingness with earth to help you in this process, because Mother Earth's going to take care of you, baby. Now, may the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me this morning. Have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you Wednesday, 8 p.m. Love you. Peace.